What's going on, guys? Welcome to another live session with your boy Phrankleen. If you're watching this as a playback, thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button. If you haven't, when you smash on the subscribe button, click on that little bell button and select all. That basically lets you know when I'm online and when I'm on my live stream and when I've uploaded content. All right, select the all option. So let's see who is online. What's up, people? Can you hear me? Hit the like button. Yeah, that was Yuan Day. What's up, man? Sorry about that. That was a technical glitch, YouTube technical glitch. So I had to restart everything. All right. Yeah. So as I was saying earlier, before I got cut off abruptly by some technical issues, I don't know what that was. So anyway, first of all, like I say, big shout out to everyone that's been part of the End SARS movement. The fight continues regardless of the terrible events in the last few days. Solidarity in my heart and regard goes out to all the all our comrades that their human existence was unfortunately cut off due to tyrannical killings at the Lekki toll gate in Lagos, Nigeria. So if you're not there physically, if you're a diaspora and myself, wherever you are, use your voice, use your platform. So in the last few days, or I'd say weeks, about a week plus, my content sort of changed. I had to align with the ongoing, palaver, just to show my solidarity. It's the noble thing to do. So yeah, I'm back again with story time. All right. So these gentlemen sent me, before I carry on, if you're watching me for the first time, you're catching my live, you're watching this as a playback, very quick background. Story time is simply the session on my platform where people bang out their stories. They send me their stories to my email at foodchannel1960@gmail.com. You can look in the description below and send me your stories as well. If they resonate with me, I can convert them to pre-recorded content or live stream like this one. All right. So these gentlemen is basically a 55-year-old this year. So as a grown man. If you're watching me, you can hear me. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching this. Don't forget to hit the like button so we can gain more traction. Don't forget to share the videos. All right. So just smash the like button. That's very important. Yeah. So the gentleman that sent me this story, the gentleman that sent me this story, he basically a 55-year-old man, and he was like, Phrankleen, I would like you to share this story with your viewers and all that stuff. I said, of course, why not? Anyway, this is the long and short, and there is a reason why I think it's a perfect timing for this story. I want to tie it into the ongoing events in Nigeria so you'll understand at the end of the story. Now, this gentleman, a 55-year-old man, lives here in the UK, married with 3 children who they're pretty grown now, 55-year-old. So anyways, like similar to most immigrant stories, he said to me he's been in this country for about 2 decades and 2 years. That's about 22 years. That's a long time. So the long and short was he said to me that, back home and his first property that he built was a we call them 4 flats. So basically that's a building. It could be a story building where you've got 2 apartments on the ground floor, 2 apartments on the next floor, right? Some people do make it 2 extra floors, but usually they call them 4 flats. So one apartment might be 3 bedrooms or 2 bedrooms or 4 bedrooms, depending on the size of bedrooms. You get it, right? And it's commonly known in our society, particularly in Nigeria, the people sort of rent them out, and you make money yearly on make rent returns, as they say. So anyway, he said to me that that type of property was the very first property that he built. He bought his parcel of land and he built that. And then initially, he said years ago, he was playing with the idea of moving back. And then he kind of changed his mind because the children were still, he thought, okay, let them grow a bit more in the system and all that stuff. So mind over matters. What's up? I see you. So he built that, successfully finished the project. He said at the time, a very good friend of his, they both live here in the UK, here in England. So that one had a business in Nigeria. So he would go home as often as possible. They were a very good friend. He was a very reliable friend. That friend, unfortunately, is late now, died of cancer. So at the time, the friend would be the one to go home, help him take money, manage the project, and then, come back, send him photographs through WhatsApp and everything. And then when the friend is going back again, he would take some money on and on like that. Eventually finish the four flat, project, and the gentleman rented out the property, right? And then, over time, he decided to then build. So he said, when he built that first property, he did not discuss with, he didn't tell his mom or his siblings. Their dad had died many years ago, right? He didn't tell the family. He was his friend and another contractor that pretty much managed that project. So it was sort of shrouded in secrecy, which is all right. And then when he finished, he had rented all the 4 apartments out to tenants. Then I think eventually they found out. And of course, there was all the murmuring and all this stuff, and they said, mom was like, so you don't want us to know that you're building? Well, do you think we're going to cost you a setback? And then they pretty much hijacked his good news, his achievement, weaponized it against him, and started all the, back chat, and then that brewed into something big. So I suspect that what happened was the gentleman was then sucked in by guilt. So he started the second project. Now, he said prior to the death of their father, when the dad was alive, when they were a lot younger, dad had built, the old style 4-bedroom bungalow. Dad did his best when he was alive. He built a 4-bedroom bungalow, right? But he didn't put his affairs in order. When he passed away, he said the dad's family hijacked which the dad's older brother was involved in the frauds. They hijacked that house and a couple of things that their dad owned, the cars and a couple of lands. So basically, the mom was and the rest of them were forced onto the pavement. So mom ended up renting a house and stuff like that. It's a common practice, unfortunately, back in the motherland. So this is why I'm always clamoring for put your affairs in order. If you're a man, if you're a woman, put your affairs in order, have a will, have proper law chambers and stuff, have a next of kin, your partner. If it's worth cohabiting with someone, you're not playing cat and mouse games with yourselves. Put your affairs in order, because you just never know. You might go to bed tonight and it's the last time you cease to exist as a human being. That's facts. Because what tends to happen is the people that didn't contribute a dime then show up. They brutalize the other partner, they bully them, they disregard the fact that you got young children who are meant to benefit from their dad's or mom's assets and stuff. They will hijack everything and leave you hanging. That's a very common practice. And if those children dare to fight back, in some extreme cases, they get them obliterated. Humans are, right, you get the gist anyway. So the man said a couple of years down the line, kind of put money together again, because, the mom was living in a rented house. But he said, for the records, they were living in a rented house. He was funding about 60 or 70% of the rent, and he would left the rest of the other siblings who were back home. He would always support them and stuff. So there was this kind of resentment because he built a house. They also expected that it would move them into that house, right? And then there was this bad blood moving around. So long and short, what is he started the second project, which was a 4-bedroom bungalow. Now, this is what I keep banging on about don't let your brain be controlled by sentiment. People do it a lot, unfortunately. Don't subject yourself to emotional blackmail. It's all intentional. People, they weaponize emotional blackmail, they bombard you with it so that you can cave in and do their will. Long and short. Could you buy a lot? It's as simple as that. But anyway, as I was saying, this brother bought another parcel of land in his mother's name. Yeah. So it was a case of he was trying to please mama. He done lost his mind, right? He started building, working on the other projects and all that. His siblings, mom, and all that were aware, right? Now, Phrankleen, the person's money and wealth is their power and leverage. It's what gives you respect and peace. If you give that away, you will be punished. Thank you, my brother Abdi Wahab Noor. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Hello, Phrankleen. I love those glasses. Thank you. So, as I was saying, he started the project and stuff. They were aware that he was building that. He had given his mom assurances that, Mom, when I finish this one, I'll move you into the house, blah, blah, blah. Big mistake. So eventually, he said he then tried to let his brothers, siblings get involved in this project. So then he said his younger brother, he tried to, again, this is sentiment. In trying to appease these people, right? Please them, more like. So he said, okay, you go to the forefront of this, go to the contractor, go and buy this and this. And then before you know, they started, there was financial misappropriation. They started misusing his money and stuff. And there was a ghastly, type of amount of arguments that broke out. And the younger brother fleeced him, misused, directed some funds to other personal things and stuff, and that became a massive problem. And he said, basically, the younger brother fleeced him of about roughly 3.6 million naira, right? And that's a lot of money. I don't know off the top of my head. For those of you with calculator, if you can change that to dollars or pounds, you get what I'm saying. And this is just not too long ago. So, and he said, watch this. Their mum failed to condemn the younger brother's action, and there was a lot of bias. And then all she managed to say was, what's wrong if your younger brother benefits from you? The money you allocated to build a house that you're hoping to put that woman into, right? And then she said, oh yeah, so basically the mom was involved in the frauds, right? So it became a massive family palaver. And there will always be people in the background that would say, take it easy, blah, 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 blah. Don't do this, don't do that. So the long and short was, because of the mother's biases, right? He completely fell out with the younger brother because he said his younger brother didn't show remorse. He was mouthing off. He was even threatening. He threatened him with physical, violence and all that stuff. Things got really bad. So they stopped talking. Now, bear in mind that this guy, thank you, Omoti. That's nearly £6,000. That's a whole lot of chunk, a whole lot of, Great Britain pound sign. That's a whole lot of money, right? So the younger brother had the mom's backing, misbehaved, did all that, never apologized. So the guy carried on building. Don't forget, he bought the land in his mother's name. He was doing everything in his mother's name simply because he wanted to please his mom. It's that simple. It's the height of foolishness. In fact, it's foolishness on steroids, right? So these people were waiting. They were waiting Brother was here in the cold, in the snow, in the sleets, grinding, getting his fingers dirty here in England, pumping money into the project. He finished everything, built the lovely house. He said he didn't even buy a generator. No, he put solar panels. He put solar panels on the house. He had a borehole. He did German flooring, or what do they call it? Fantastic. Oh, my mommy. Trying to please mommy, right? So long and short, he finished everything. Mom moved into the 4-bedroom bungalow, right? She went to church. Everybody in the family knew about it. Show off. They even had a mini party within the compound. People came to eat the usual stuff. Africans, Nigerians, we like party, right? We find every reason to have a party. If you sneeze, somebody wants to have a get together for surviving that sneeze. They like parties, housewarming. Fair enough. Pastors, church members, everybody came, they ate, they drank, it was party. Mama moved into the house. The so-called younger brother, he was a bit of a bum, right? Didn't have anything going on for him. Under the auspices of their mum, he moved into the house, right? And then the younger sister as well. This guy here in the UK, mom did it. Don't forget the house is in mom's name. So he said whilst he went home, even all these stuff, his younger brother was not talking to him. Whilst the party was on, he moved into the house, but he said, some people said to him, don't talk, don't do that, blah, 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 let peace reign and stuff, leave it, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Long and short, party was over. It was a December period, Christmas, holiday season. He did his big January, bang, jumped on the plane, back to the UK, back on his grind. Now, the palaver between him and his younger brother had span across nearly 6 years. They don't communicate, but he talks to the other siblings, right? That particular guy, he doesn't talk to anymore. Now, it got to a point, mother died, right? Of natural causes, right? She died. The news reached him here. Mom is dead. Whoa, mom, broke down as you do. Okay, it's time for burial now. And then he's running from pillar to post. He wasn't even thinking of, about the house. So then he landed back home, for burial arrangements and all that. And then he got to the house. And what really ignited the conversation about the house was he got home and he realized that the property had been repainted. Everything had been repainted, not like it was old or anything, but it was like it was freshly repainted, the gates, and then certain changes were made. So he kind of looked around and then, of course, he asked questions, said, who repainted the house? Nobody told me anything. What's going on here? Long and short, that led to the younger brother then stepped out and said, I repainted my house. So the man said in his email, said that was the statement that kind of opened his eyes. He said, sorry, what? What do you mean you repainted your house? By the way, this guy, man, you see all the land, the property related documents, everything. Of course, he left everything with the mom, because he did everything in her name. So come on, man, you live abroad, mamatiku, before you, within the 2 shakes of a duck's tail, of course, man, they will clean up real quick. Now, here is the deal. He then said, wait, what? What do you mean your house? So the guy, of course, this is someone that nearly 6 years, they've not spoken. So the younger brother came out with his chest, it's like he's got the daggers drawn. He was aggressive, wanted to start like a fight. And yeah, my house, bro, look, if not for mom's burial, I will throw you out and not, what? Come on, man. Anybody would lose their mind. Whose house? The house you built, blah, 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 blah. And then the news broke. The guy said, it's my house now. So the long and short, the guy then found out that nearly 5 years prior to the death of their mom, whilst all the misunderstandings was going on and stuff, there was a time, remember I said that younger brother stole about 3 point something million from this guy, which is roughly about £6,000, like somebody helpfully converted earlier, right? He said the mother had even asked him to even give further amount of money, asked him for further amount of money that, to give the younger brother to do some business. So that led to a massive argument between him and the mom. So he said he remembered vividly that conversation ended on the note that the mom said, well, if you're refusing to give me the money, I know what to do. I will show you, like they say in Yoruba language, I'll show you that I'm older than you. But he didn't make sense of that statement. You would have known that that person is up to something sinister. What could that be? Could it be the home that I built for this woman that's in her name? So what she did was she transferred nearly 5 years prior to her death. She transferred the entire ownership of that property to his younger brother's name. In fact, yeah, somebody said she showed him. In fact, the mother got the younger brother to film her, like get a video recording, and she said it in Yoruba language and said he should take it to any courts in the land, anywhere, any lawyer, since he built the property for her, I'm your mother and I've got the right to do whatever I want with the assets. I have decided to transfer the ownership, the entire ownership of these property to your younger brother. Bro, don't forget, I'm the YouTube guy. I'm just the guy that reads the email. My blood was boiling. I'm like, God damn. That's the height of evilness. Something that I worked for. And then, this guy lost his cool, his rage. He was advised by a top lawyer back home. They told him blatantly, like, dude, there is nothing legally. Put your emotions on the shelf now. Legally speaking, there is nothing you can do about it. Because this guy was already threatening to go to any extent, blah, 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 and do X, Y, Z. He had already gone to speak to a local DPO. They were even trying to frame this gentleman that sent me this email. He said he suddenly got a phone call from a top police officer saying they needed him to come in for a chat, that there is being complaint that he was making death threats. And then he was like, what? They made death threat to me. Who told you this? And then they were telling him that if he fails to come within 24 hours to the police station, they will have to come out to come and grab him. And you know how that could possibly end. So a friend of his who's well connected was able to link with a top lawyer who then followed him to the police station. So they advised him, don't go in by yourself because they might just snatch you up and they will bang you up, and who knows, they might even get you killed and they might change the stories and that's the end of you. So the top lawyer followed him and they were able to, smash the plans of the police officers. And then they said, no, this is what happened. And then basically the officer said, okay, fine, they will back away, but he needs to. Adiola, thank you for the super chat, bro. I will hire a bulldozer and bring the house down. So, yeah, it could be SARS people, man, the usual, corrupt lot. So, anyways, you're watching me, 537 people, man. Please smash the like button. Come on, people. So, anyways, the brother broke down and it was absolutely devastating. And the lawyers said to him that, dude, there is even video evidence, that he could have argued that maybe the younger brother stole the document and he had did the transfer of ownership fraudulently and all that. Of course, it was an improper collusion with the mother, right? It was done deliberately, but there is even video evidence, and there is evidence that he procured the property, the land, did everything in the mother's name. So even some family members who were biased, and he said these biased people were the people that he didn't give money to, that were bothering him, begging for alms over the years, that he's sort of sidelined. So they ganged up now against him and said, oh, your mom has the right to give the property to whomsoever she wants. Like, technically speaking, if you look at that on paper, fair enough. If you've given something to someone, if we remove emotions for a moment, if you've given something to someone, they have the right to do whatever they want with it. But in this instance, this is your mom. Morally speaking, it's plainly evil. She did it deliberately. And particularly the same sibling that had stolen nearly 4 million naira from him in the past. Now, the guy had done everything because of heightened, pressure, and legally there isn't much he can do. In fact, it's not about there isn't much. There is nothing he can do. So he is utterly devastated, jumped on the plane, he's back here in the UK, and he just said to me, Phrankleen, I learned a hard lesson and stuff. Listen, that's the end of the story. Now, let me just chip in very quickly because I'm not going to drag this out. Let me tell you something, man. For those that have been watching me for a minute, particularly if you are an African diasporan, of course, I know that this type of thing is not limited to the diasporans. You could be living down in Africa and they could do the same thing to you. But what I'm saying is, this is what I keep banging on about. If your brain, your mind is governed by sentiments, they will take advantage of you and they will absolutely run you to the ground. See, I cannot stress this point enough. I've been saying this forever, all right? Protect your assets. Unfortunately, it's very common in our society. As the way I see life, I should be able to, in terms of investment, I should be able to pay it forward into to the next generation, my children or my children's children. That's how we eliminate poverty. We build infrastructures, we build assets. You pass it down, you push it forward to the next generation to equip and strengthen them, right? To hopefully improve the lineage. But in our society, unfortunately, it's the other way around. Parents sit down. They watch you battling with adult life, bills, and all the challenges and everything. You have a lot of pressure on your shoulder, and they watch you build the little that you have. Some people are in their 40s, even in their 50s. They can't even boast of a plot of land yet. Talk less of building a house. Not everyone is blessed enough to do that. And a lot of those people even live in the West. Some people are in their 60s, right? They can't boast of a plot of land. I'm not going to sit here and say that makes them terrible people, because, life, some people, they've spent the best part of their life in this country chasing immigration papers, a lot of challenges. It's nice to hear people's stories before you then start to comment. But what I'm effectively saying is there are people in their 60s, old enough to be my father. There are people that they can't even boast of owning a house to themselves. So if you're blessed enough to have to be doing whatever you're doing, protect your resources. Maybe if you're blessed enough, you already have one, two, whatever, three properties to yourself. You want to build one in your mother's name. Because the question is, why build a home in your mother's name? Why? You can own a property. You should own the property. Let your mom and dad live there for free. If you have the ability to house them in one of your apartments and you want to, let your mother and father live in there for free, that's great. That's not a problem. But should anything happen tomorrow, that property is in your will. That property is well protected. That property is an asset that you can sell off or even pass on to your own children, leave behind to your partner. Do you see? But all these, I want to, I don't know, man. As a 55-year-old man, at least, in a sense, I'm happy that he has one property that he has built, rented out, a four flat, 1-story building that was the first one he did, and then this one happened. So I asked him, the younger brother kicked out the rest of the siblings. He is living in that 4-bedroom bungalow as we speak with his own wife and 2 children, flexing, pretty much took ownership of a property that he didn't contribute a dime to because of one person's ignorance. Do you see what I'm saying? It hurts, but the reason so the reason I'm trying to, what I said earlier, before I forget, the reason I said these ties into what's going on. So back home, people are talking about, I've said this in a live stream a couple of days ago. People are talking about bad governance. People are talking about all these leaders doing X, Y, Z. I said the average Nigerian is a reflection of their bad leaders. People are unbelievably dubious, unbelievably unscrupulous. If you allow yourself to be blinded by sentiment, they will take advantage of you. They will run you to the ground. And when they realize that you're not backing down, you're trying to, get justice or reclaim your stolen assets, money and stuff like that, they go from 0 to 60. The only thing you're thinking of is how to obliterate you. It becomes life-threatening. And before you know, they might cut you short. They go through diabolical means. They do all sorts. They might even attack your children if they can. Amoti said, our parents' generation are very selfish. They only gave birth to children who look after them in their old age without having any plan in place for themselves. Absolutely. And you know what's interesting? A lot of these so-called generation, right? They quietly watch my channel. They come into my inbox. Their opening paragraph is usually littered and bombarded with unbelievable amount of non-corresponding biblical scriptures, or they've managed to customize with their ridiculous arguments. If only they know the type of person they're emailing, they wouldn't have bothered. They'll call me a sellout. A sellout, that makes no sense. They'll say, oh, I'm lost in the white man's country. What? For having a logical reasoning and asking people to protect their assets. The sense of entitlement is absolutely staggering. The selfishness the heightened evilness beggars belief, man. It's unbelievable. And though there was a man that emailed me not too long ago, evangelist, reverend, father in Israel, blah 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 blah, whatever name. Dude has a neck bigger than the neck of a cobra snake, trying to force some biblical scriptures down my lungs. Incoherent argument. All because I ask people to protect their assets. My people abroad, my people are suffering. Let's call a spade a spade. A lot of people are grinding and stuff. After you've paid your outgoings, after you've paid your monthly bills and stuff, the main part of your earnings is your disposable income. This is England. Some people on a monthly basis don't even have the capacity to set aside £1,000. Are you kidding me? Some do. There are some people in rewarding careers that have the ability to set aside more than that. Those numbers are minute. It's a fact. Most people, after you cater to your roof over your head, be it rent or mortgage, your cars, your transportation, your food, the necessary outgoings, the inevitable ones particularly, never mind the religious ones, that are pig-headed and would always donate, whatever floats your boat, man. What are you left with in a 30 or 31 days calendar month? You see what I'm saying? And then you manage to put something together, and then you let sentiment govern your mind, and then some people back home take advantage of you. As far as I'm concerned, as long as I get this type of similar stories, I will carry on talking about them, man. It's a prime story because we need to change our mindset. Now, what I was saying earlier about the behavioral pattern of people, what this last couple of weeks have exposed or proved as a point, never mind the unscrupulous, dodgy, spineless leaders in Nigeria. Put those charlatans on the shelf for a moment. We know them. That's a common knowledge. We know them, right? We know about them. It's not about them. Let's talk about the average person. The corruption on the ground level, family level, on the ground level, amongst citizens within the black community is absolutely staggering. The lack of human feelings. Parents turning against their own children. Even children turning against their parents, taking monetary advantage, colluding to siphon, theft of a whole property. Help me buy X number of bag of cements. You buy fake. They put money in their pockets. Some turtleneck uncle and auntie with their snout, like the mouth of a pig, will want to stuff some religious text, biblical scriptures down my lungs and ask me not to say nothing. Because the Bible says. Some self-appointed demonic panel of judges within the family tree will ask you to let it slide. I've known people abroad who have been fleeced. They've been victims of con men, particularly within the family unit. Until date, they have been unable to recover. Because some of them, it might be bank loans. It might be personal monies that they've taken a long time to build. One blunder in the name of sentiment. Oh, yeah, it's my mom. Never forget, your mom, before you call her mom, she is first of all a human being. Your dad, before you say daddy, before you say father, your father is in fact a human being like you, with blood running through their veins. They're not superhumans. That's not to say don't show compassion to people, but don't have yourself trapped in stupidity. That's my message. I'm a black sheep in my family. I am the black sheep of my family. But you know what? Do you know why I'm a black sheep? In the wider context of my family. Do you know why? Not because I'm a bad person. I'm a straight shooter. I'm a nonconformist. I speak my mind, and it's in our community, it's deemed unconventional. If I perceive this as wrong, I just say, nope, I don't want it. They don't like it, particularly the older ones, the coffin dodgers. They are bent, they are very crooked. They see the truth, they will distort it. It's only in our community you see an older person steal from you, they will ask you to apologize to the person that's stolen from you. You know why? Because she's older than you. Wait, what? Somebody that I trusted robbed me blind. And wait, hold on. How does that even work? I have to apologize to them because they're older than me. Yeah, it's the way you said it. The way you address them. You have to be the one to calm down. Boy, I'd rather die than bend over. These things are basically what's killing, destroying our society. You know, do you know how many people? I know some of you are online. You can see your dad doing you dirty, but fear won't let you speak up. But in the background, you're grumbling, you're banging your head against the door, you're animated, you're very angry, but you can't look at him in the face and say, Dad, what the bloody hell are you doing? How dare you? Because if you say that, what's going to happen? Nothing's going to happen to you. Because you are mentally conditioned from childhood. Oh, no, 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 no. You can't say that. You can't, you can't, no, 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 no. You can't say that. Says who? Let them know. Speak your truth, man. The average person, the average citizen in Nigeria is a reflection of the corrupt leaders. We want to be able to hold those corrupt leaders accountable, right? We are sick and tired of being sick and tired. And that's very true. I align with you. I feel the same way. We've had enough of their catastrophic failings, right? Look at the average person around you. Look at your family members. Even you watching me right now. If they give you £100, can you be relied upon? Can you please help me use this £100 to buy X number bag of cement? This particular brand of cement, this particular brand of tables and chairs, are you going to do exactly what's asked of you, or you're going to divert that money? Most people at the ground level, you are as corrupt, if not worse, than the people at the helms of affairs in the country. Fact. Look amongst families. This is why I've talked about several in the past. That's why we cannot practice group economics in the African community, the black community. It's almost impossible. Lack of trust. People are unbelievably dubious. Now, I'm not telling you that every parent is corrupt. I'm not telling you that every dad is evil. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just telling you to stop living your life with sentiments. Learn to say no. You see that your little £1,000. It's not little. I say it with all degree of respect to you. That your £1,000 saved. That your $5,000 that you've worked hard to put aside. Guide it with your claws, with every single fiber in your body. Humans, there is a handful of people out there that are good people, but it's very hard to find them. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack. It's almost impossible. Believe me, that your favorite sibling that you grew up with, you slept on the same bunk bed, you grew up with, you know what the smelled like. You know what the smell like. You know their favorite food. You know their favorite joke. You grew up together. You slept in the same bedroom. You love them. You share the same DNA. The moment you transact business, a little business with them, the moment you transact a little business with them, the true color comes out. And you'll be surprised that, holy smokes, I grew up with this dude. Like, yo, that's my brother, man. Yo, that's my sister. Welcome to life. Some people are privileged. I know a gentleman here in this country who has 3 properties in Nigeria. He has 3 properties in Nigeria. And guess who built those 3 properties? Managed, built everything with money left on the budget for each property. His younger sister. Not everyone enjoys that kind of privilege. Even the younger sister has gone on to help some of his other friends. Do you see what I'm saying? There are some that the percentage of people that you can actually say, yo, help me clear that container. Help me sell that car, and they would do that diligently, accept the cut that you've agreed with them, and not try to steal your money, not try to play you games. That percentage, very tiny. The problem with a lot of us is people listen to these stories, they listen to these sessions, and you just try to, my mommy is not like that. A lot, yeah. Wait till that one day. Just wait till that one day. I think it depends on upbringing, though. Cynthia, I disagree. I got news for you. Upbringing has nothing to do with integrity. You can possibly have the best upbringing, go to private school. Come on, man. The people that run these countries that we live in, the rich elites, they went to the best schools in the world. They are from very wealthy families. Their bloodlines are stupidly rich. It's got nothing to do. The pathway of integrity is lonely. If you don't have integrity, you just don't have it. Phrankleen, you're a necessity. What you're doing is being voice for the unspoken who feel abused by our so-called culture. RG Musics, thank you. I see you, man. People need to understand that honesty will build a business. Satisfied customers will always come back. Boom! Thank you, Delakbo. That's probably one of my favorite comments. My mom and my cousin, to cash a check for 50,000 naira to keep 20,000 for him and gave her the remaining. He changed the check to 51,000 to cover the bank charges for the At least he only added 1,000, man. Oh my. Hey, yo, let me tell you, man. So, yo, somebody, somebody told me something. I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this in a separate video. Somebody went to Nigeria. Their father stole their passport and tried to sell it. Imagine you suffered in England to become a British citizen. You take your Nigerian passport with your indefinite leave to remain, and you take your British passport, you go on Christmas holiday. Your father steals your British passport and goes and try to sell it. And the person he tried to sell it to, who's an outsider, recognizes you, but kept quiet, bought it off him, and then looked for you and said, dude, your dad just sold me your passport. You see what I'm saying to you, man? How do you explain that? How do you... So, look, man, if I show you my inbox, man, you would pass out. The stories that I get from people. Imagine your own father. Your own father, man. So that's another thing. Those of you that travel home, be careful who you give your travel document to whilst you're busy eating nkwobi and suya back home in Africa. Be very careful. They can make copies of your document and ends up on the street. That's your personal details, man. I'm telling you, man. I have seen it time and time again. The extent that people would go to. Come on, man. I've seen videos on Instagram that somebody has been paid to go and kill somebody from diaspora. And fortunately, the hired assassins were apprehended, thankfully, by the police. And they, after beating them to pulp, they asked them, how much were you paid? They said 20,000 naira. Once we are done obliterating that person, we were going to get a balance of 50,000 naira to be divided between two people. So, what else do you want to hear? This is somebody who's lived abroad for 25 years, and in their 25 years of struggling abroad has done within their capacity, to the best of their ability, to help their family. But human minds are so dark. It's unbelievable. They wanted to take out that woman because they know that she has a 5-bedroom duplex newly built. And they paid some miscreants to take her out. Don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to inflict you with fear, but I'm actually trying to communicate with your inner man so that we can kind of lean back and look at the world in a much more wider perspective. You see, the danger behind sentiments, and let me tell you, man, I have been there before. When I love passionately. I'm like a dog with a bone. When I like you 100%. I rock with you. So you wake me up at 3 a.m. in the morning and say, Phrankleen, please drop me off at Heathrow Airport. Let's go. Can you please help me with this? It's raining, I've got a flat tire. I'm coming. I'm that type of dude. When I rock with you, I keep it 100. I've been there. So this is not just scripted for content creation, man. Sometimes I read stories. Some stories are too emotional that I don't even know how to convert that to a content, because I'm just like, God. Somebody turned 60 this year, and just before the lockdown, he had been cleaned out back in Ghana. Nearly £49,000. That person now has high blood pressure, has a lot of medical issues now. Nearly £50,000 in Ghana. They've cleaned him out. And he's just turned 60 this year. How is he meant to recoup? And when I asked the gentleman via email, it took him a while to get back to me. And he said it was his cousin. Now, don't get me wrong. This is what I'm saying. Like, you can always do things. Didn't I tell you guys on here that I'm going to set up a business, be able to bridge a gap with back home and the diasporans to provide services? So it's not to dissuade people. If I choose to set up a business back home, check this. Properly registered business, right? Business bank account. There is a trail. Bro, don't tell me what to do, man. Please, I hate to hear all of that. Don't tell me what to do, man. Don't come tell me what to do, all right? Don't do that. There is a contractual agreement. That's why 99.9% of the time, people that fleece people, when you apply sentiment, even there was a friend of mine that told me this, that a cousin wanted to help him buy a piece of land. I'm going to help you do this. I'll do the survey. I'll do the CFO. I'll do all the papers, blah, 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 blah. So my friend's here, and then he said, okay, cool. I'll let you do all of that for me. So, but I'm going to get a lawyer friend involved so that he can create a contractual agreement whereby you can sign if this is what you're going to do. If you don't, these are the implications. Guess what? He said, as soon as he told his cousin that I'm going to get a lawyer involved, he blocked him on WhatsApp. Till date, it's been 8 months. He blocked him on Facebook. He blocked him on Instagram. So you want to help me buy a piece of land, or you want to sell me a piece of land. You want to help me do the survey plan. You want to help me do the necessary things. And all I said is, I'm going to get a reputable lawyer involved to monitor the processes closely, and you block me. What does that tell you? Do you see the difference? So it's not exactly impossible to get things done back home. Just be smart. So, because when you ask your mom, your brother, your father to do this and this and this, 9 out of 10 times, you're not going to ask your mom to sign a contractual agreement, are you? You're not going to say, Mom, my lawyer friend is coming to meet you at home. Dad, my lawyer is coming. Can you sign on in that? You know, we are raised to believe what? So you're going to get me, your father. You're going to get me, your mother, to sign contractual agreement. Me. They twist it and they call it disrespect. No, it's not. It's for the protection of both parties involved. I didn't call you a criminal. Do you see? So that's where the emotional blackmail gets into. So the moment you do that and then you part with a chunk of money, fam, they will rob you blind. And there you go. You're exposed. For example, Nigeria has its plethora of challenges. But let me tell you something. In the midst of the rubble, there are things that work. If you do things properly, you put the right measures in place, it sifts, gets rid of the unscrupulous people faster than the speed of light. Dodgy travel agents, most dodgy travel agents, they don't have registered businesses. They don't have business accounts. They don't have a clear-cut trail that can expose them. They don't. They will bamboozle you. They'll get aggressive. They will, they will try to fob you up. Thank you, M&M Motives. Thank you for the super chat. They will bamboozle you. They just want you to part with your money. They will be all up in your face. Bro, do it this way, bro. It's like your existence is dependent on it. Because they want to take your money. People with genuine businesses, there's a trail. Get lawyers involved. So if I'm providing a service, I have a one-stop shop. In Nigeria, you want to buy land, you want to do whatever, and I'm providing that service. I am going to come to you, even though I may be the CEO of the business. Go and do your verification. So somebody says, how and where can I donate? You can use the super chat button at the underneath the chat box, or you can use PayPal, or you can use what's the other one, man? Cash App, #Phrankleen, whatever works for you, man. Well, thank you anyway. Do you understand me? It's not difficult. Sentiments. You're not going to ask your dad to sign contractual agreement because you were raised to see it. Some of you don't even have the balls to say, Dad, okay, I don't mind you. Oh, thank you, Luke, man. Thank you. I appreciate you for the super chat. Oh, Dad, I don't mind you handling the building project for me, but can we have a contractual agreement? Dad, I'm going to get a lawyer involved who will draft the contract, blah, blah, blah. So your dad will be like, what? So you, thank you, Ingrid Tater, thank you. So your dad is going to be like, what? So you want to get me to sign a contract? Yep. Yes, Dad. So if they take offense, that tells you all you need to know. Or better still, stay clear of doing business with family. That's all I'm trying to say. You want to buy land. These lands, they're going to millions. You want to build. It's going to cost you millions to build a home. And the basis of all that expensive monetary transaction, monetary involvement, the chassis, the foundation, the framework that you rely upon is, don't you trust me? I'm your mom and you don't. No! That's madness. If you work in a bank, where you work as a cashier, you work at the till in a bank, do you not see the amount of security measures they have in place to be able to check on everyday transactions, everyday performances of the employees and cash handling, who takes what, who moves what cash, who bags the coins? It's not like the bank is calling the employees thieves or criminals. No, they're not calling them thieves. They're putting measures in place to protect both the bank and everyone else working for them. And if you get busted, they know exactly what to do. And of course, compliance and, there's also, compliance and with regards to being a financial service and all that stuff. So this is what I'm saying. If I come to you tomorrow that I've registered a company, whatever it is you want to do, in Nigeria, for example, my company is your go-to. So if you come to me and say, oh, Phrankleen, it's great, fantastic, wow. Say, for example, you want to ship a container down to Nigeria, and in the container, you've got 3 cars, and you'd like my company to help you clear it. So the moment you engage my services, there is a legally binding, right, contract that stipulates exactly what services we're providing. For the clearance of vehicle, Mazda, blah, blah, blah this year, BMW, blah, 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 2014, Mercedes-Benz XYZ, right? I'm charging you, so and so company or limited is charging you X amount of money. It's in there. Now, if part of the contractual agreement is I'm going to put those cars on a flatbed and the cars, thank you, Inspirational by Mary. Thank you. I appreciate you for the super chat. And I'm going to convey those cars from Lagos to, say, Abuja. Now, that's part of what you've paid me for. So it says X amount of money to clear the cars, X amount of money to put them on a flatbed, to convey them from Lagos Wharf to Abuja. So the car gets cleared today in Lagos. I update you. We update you as a company. You can see it. And then we put it on a flatbed. Maybe it gets to Abuja tomorrow. Take it to number 17 Muhammadu Street, somewhere in Abuja, right? Somebody said, what's that? Sorry, why are people donating money? They're donating money because they support the show. John Alabi. You're not obligated to donate money, all right? People donate money to support the show, all right? They just support it's welcome to YouTube. If you like the brand, you like the person behind it, you like what they're talking about, that's just what people do. It supports us as content creators, all right? But you're not obligated to. If you don't feel like it, you don't have to. But you can hit the like button. You can help share the video, all right? I hope that clears that up. So, and that's it. So if you pay my company to clear your cars, and the wharf has cleared it, and the cars disappear, or I don't take it to the destination. So, you can come after the company. That's a whole reputation of that company destroyed, and I then gonna be in legal palaver. So why would I build a whole company only to be exposed for fraud? That's why I say that very rarely companies that are not to say there's perfection everywhere, but very rarely. Do you see what I'm saying? So you have to protect yourself. That's all I'm trying to get at. Protect yourself. It's very important. Adelani, Sonny, how do I donate? You can donate by using the super chat button under here, or through PayPal link. It should be in my description, or Cash App #Phrankleen. But thank you anyway. Yeah, you can use Cash App if you've got Cash App, or you can use this. So yeah, that's the story, man. Do you know how many times I've heard people say, "Oh, such and such is helping me buy a parcel of land." They DHL the documents to you. You then find out 5 years later that the documents they sent to you were in fact fake. You should get the Brave browser so people can send you tips. Well, I'm using my phone at the moment. Maybe when I'm using my laptop. But thank you anyway, Pseudo Geek. Appreciate you. You get what I'm saying? Let me read some of your comments. So that's it, man. You should learn to say no to those parents. Learn to say no, man. Learn to say no. Please send me your stories to foodchannel1960@gmail.com. Foodchannel1960. The fact that somebody's your mom doesn't mean they're superhuman. I'm sorry. Believe me, man. Wait until money comes into the mist. Your eyes are going to get opened. You should. Let me see some of the comments here. Now then, I think speak ACT rational. It's very alarming. Without trust or group economics, how will black folks advance? Captain Sazam, look, man, I understand what you're saying. Without trust or group economics. That's why I've been preaching it, and I'm going to carry on preaching it. Look, man, the only way forward for black folks is togetherness. But think about it, man. Within your immediate jurisdiction, your immediate family tree, if people, and hey, let me also say to you, what I'm sharing with you works also for group economics. So if you decide to do a business with a childhood friend that you believe that you trust enough, oh, we want to load containers from the UK and move X amount of blah, blah, blah to Nigeria, these materials to go and sell so we can make money. make sure you can easily go and engage the services of a lawyer. It's very straightforward, man. Tell a lawyer what it is that you're doing together. If you want to set up a restaurant with a friend, you want to set up a cleaning business, you want to set up a training company, you want to set up a car business with a friend, just make sure that there is contractual, a legally binding agreement. That's not to say, like I said earlier, that you are suggesting that your friend is unscrupulous or means you are. No, no, no. It's to protect the interest of everybody involved. That's why you see most properly run businesses. So if you're both business partners, I can't go behind your back into the business account and just transfer money. You can't, do the same. So maybe in order for us to basically execute any transaction, we both have to be involved in the process. So there is a trail, there is clear cut, in black and white, what's being done, what's being paid out, what's coming in, what's being set aside. That's how you do it. So everybody can go home and sleep in peace. If you decide to then sell the business or sell your percentage of the business, that's a totally different, conversation, right? Rather than, Thank you. Inspirational by Mary. Accountability protects both parties. Yeah, the super chat button is just underneath the chat page and stuff like that. Like I say, you can use Cash App, # Phrankleen, whatever, man. But thank you, man. That's me done. That's the story. Send me your stories, man. Please send me your stories. Sometimes you have to be selfish for yourself. Look, man, I cannot stress this enough. Particularly from the point of view of we people that live in the diaspora. Olalekan Ashogba, thank you for the super chat. Trust me, these stories are too much. Finally, I am not saying don't give whatever you want to give to your mother, your brother, whomsoever you want to help. That's for you to decide, all right? But don't do so at your own detriment. Hope that makes sense. It's your boy, Phrankleen. Thank you for the super chat, man. Thank you for the time. If you're watching this as a playback, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell button, select the all option so that you are alerted when I'm online, on my live stream, or when I upload a pre-recorded content. Please hit the share button, share my videos, and then hit that like button, man. A lot more likes from you guys. There's 600 plus people right now, and it's only 294 likes, man. Come on, man. Let's get it to at least 300 plus. It helps us to gain traction. I need your stories, if they resonate with me, hopefully we can all learn from it. But that's me done, and I will definitely catch you in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace and love, man. Bye-bye.